Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing the peacock mantis shrimp, Odontodactylus scalaris. I'm Elisha Billiou.
I'm Sarah Christa. I'm Caroline Chris. And I'm Jenna Boykin.
So the peacock mantis shrimp belongs in the kingdom Animalia, like us all. It is in the phylum Arthropoda, as it is an arthropod. It's in the subphylum Crustacea, as it is a crustacean. And it is in the class Malacostraca, and it is in the order Stomatopoda. And this is the order of all of the mantis shrimp. There are actually over 450 species of mantis shrimp worldwide, so it is a very diverse order. And the suborder Unipeltata arose around 193 million years ago, and all living mantis shrimp are in the suborder Unipeltata. The peacock mantis shrimp belongs to the family Odontodactylidae, and this family only has one genus, which is Odontodactylus, and then again, its species is Odontodactylus scalaris. And mantis shrimp actually get their name from their sharp forearms, which they use to strike their prey, resembling that of the insect, the mantis. However, the peacock mantis shrimp actually has club-like appendages, which they use to bludgeon their prey, but it's still got the same name as all the other mantis shrimp. So here is the phylogenetic tree. As you can see, here is our species circled in red, Odontodactylus scalaris, the peacock mantis shrimp. It is one of 3 species found within its genus. And again, it is a stomatopod, which branched off from other members of the class Malacostraca around 340 million years ago. And peacock mantis shrimps, like all other mantis shrimps, are not actually true shrimp. However, they are very closely related to shrimp. So here is their distribution map. The mantis shrimp lives in tropical and subtropical waters worldwide. Most species live in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Some species do live in temperate marine environments, but that's not where most of them are found. Stomatopods build their burrows in shallow water, which includes reefs, canals, and marshes. So as you can see on this map here, all of the highlighted yellow is where the peacock mantis shrimp lives. And again, because they do need that shallow water to live, that's why it kind of follows along the coast of the warm water areas of the continents. And now Sarah will be talking about morphology.
Okay, to talk about morphology, the peacock mantis shrimp is named for its colorful rainbow exterior, which helps differentiate it from other mantis shrimp. The sexually dimorphic coloration is in males, and this helps them in mating. The carapace is this hard, thick shell that covers crustaceans and some other species, such as turtles. This carapace covers only the real part of the head and the first 4 segments of the thorax. The mantis shrimp's claws are its most distinctive feature. They can use its claws to ladonge or stab their prey. Another distinguishing feature of this mantis shrimp are the eyes that are mounted on movable stalks that can move independently of one another to survey its surroundings. And the average mature mantis shrimp is around 10 centimeters long, but some reach to about 46 centimeters in length. Now on to characteristics. Each eye is made up of tens of thousands of ommatidias. Ommatidia are clusters of photoreceptor cells. Mantis shrimp can identify species by hammer-like raptorial appendages as opposed to sphere-like serrated appendages. These different morphologies are associated with slightly different methods of capturing prey. The spears species are ambush predators who wait in their burrows for prey to come by, while the smasher species, like the peacock mantis shrimp, leave their burrows and more actively seek prey. The speed of their punch forms a captivation bubble that then bursts and releases a second impact of large amount of light and heat. They can see objects with 3 separate parts of the same eye. This eye is divided into 3 regions, allowing the mantis shrimp to have depth perception. They have maxillipeds with blue spots. Their maxillipeds are specialized appendages that all crustaceans have and are typically used for feeding. Theirs are different from other crustaceans, and this helps reflect and scatter polarized light. Now, for behavior, mantis shrimps are actually really highly intelligent. They recognize and remember other individuals by sight and smell, and they demonstrate an ability to learn. They have a complex social behavior, which includes ritualized fighting and coordinated activities between members of a monogamous pair. They are characterized by being quite aggressive, by what they receive the name of boxers, and as they are able to execute fast and violent attacks. Despite their aggression, they spend most of their life inside their burrows being hidden. They are solitary in a sense of limiting themselves to wait that some prey will pass near their burrow to kill and eat. And then they also use fluorescent patterns to signal each other and possibly other species. Now, Jenna will talk to you about habitat.
Hello. Okay, so as we viewed previously on the distribution map, their habitat is usually in the Indian and Pacific Ocean. They are mostly found between a depth of 10 to 30 meters, but they can also be found from 3 to 40 meters. They favor water temperatures of 22 degrees Celsius to around 28 degrees Celsius. And in these conditions, they like to build U-shaped burrows at the base of coral reefs, and they build them by sandy or gravelly sediment. And this picture to the right shows a peacock mantis shrimp in one of their burrows. So as Dr. Bruck talked about previously in class, mantis shrimp are carnivores. Their prey includes gastropods, bivalves, and crustaceans. Their most preferred prey, though, is crab. You can find a lot of videos online of peacock mantis shrimp or any mantis shrimp eating crabs, and it's actually pretty cool to watch. They use their raptorial appendages to punch and break open the shell. This punch is 50 times faster than the blink of an eye. So I'm going to play a clip of this. Okay, so as you can see, this is why they are referred to as smashers. Very dangerous. They also will eat fish in captivity, but that's not their normal diet. For perception and communication, well, for perception, they see with their stalked compound eyes. The stalked refers to the fact that their eyes are on these stalks right here. And a compound eye is the usual type of eye found on arthropods and insects. As discussed earlier, they are made up of a variable amount of ommatidia. Peacock mantis shrimp have the ability to perceive ultraviolet light, polarized light, and color. For human, we can't see UV and polarized light under normal eye conditions, and we only get 3 channels of color: red, blue, and green. So this helps them to be very successful hunters. And for communication, they communicate through vibrations. They create these vibrations by contracting their posterior muscles together. These vibrations are known as stomatopod rumbles, and they are used for defense of their territory. They will make these vibrations in their burrows to keep predators or other mantis shrimp away as well. They also use polarized light as a form of communication. We touched on this earlier, but they do bounce the polarized light off of the blue spots on their maxillipeds, and this scatters the light and conveys information to other mantis shrimp. And it's kind of their secret form of communication that other sea creatures can't see.
And lastly, they are able to detect smells under the water. They can use the sense of smell to find food, partners, or burrows. And so next, Caroline is going to be talking to us about individual level recognition.
Hello. So I'm going to talk about the individual level recognition observed in the mantis shrimp, particularly urine distinction of conspecifics. And so what that means is that if you are familiar with any of Dr. Buck's research that he's talked about in class, he's done research on dolphins recognizing each other by the taste of their urine. And essentially that same principle has been observed in the mantis shrimp. They're able to distinguish between different peacock mantis shrimp using the taste or the chemical cues of the urine of others. One hypothesis on how this developed is that it stems from the need to identify and protect your mates. On their antennuals, peacock mantis shrimp have these anestetasks, which are unimodal chemosensory sensillae, which, if we break that down, essentially what that means is that it's a single mode small hairs that are modified for perceiving sensory stimuli. These anestetasks allow them to process the taste of the urine. We don't know what components of the urine specifically they taste to help distinguish their peers. This research was the blueprint for Dr. Bruck's research on social recognition in dolphins. Their reproduction is via internal fertilization. The females lay their eggs in the burrow. However, they can also pick them up and carry the clutch of eggs around on their front appendages if they need to leave the burrow at any point, and they will protect them and clean them and carry them with them until they hatch. And the mantis shrimp will mate about 20 or 30 times in its lifetime of about 20 years. Some peacock mantis shrimp have been observed to form monogamous pairs, although there are also observations of mantis shrimp mating with a variety of partners. They lay about 500,000 eggs in a clutch, and they gestate for about 2 to 3 months at a time. Some of the ecosystem roles of the mantis shrimp include the important predation that they do within their habitats. They're aggressive predators, as we've seen. Their predatory activity helps to promote species diversity and richness within their ecosystems. They also actively make burrows, which help to oxidate the sediment as it moves around, as well as their burrows being used by other animals. They serve as important players in coral reef protection. They do this in 2 ways. First, they eat the predators that like to feed on the coral reefs. And secondly, since mantis shrimp are so sensitive to environmental pollutants, they're a good indicator species that conditions in the reef are poor. Some interesting facts about mantis shrimp. The eyes of the mantis shrimp can move independently from one another, and they can see in 2 separate directions at once. Their eyes have at least 12 types of photoreceptors compared to the just 3 photoreceptors that we have. And they also can detect both cancer and neuron activity. The shrimp's own hard-shelled body has lots of color, lots of reds, green, orange, and blue, and you'll often see its forearms covered with colorful spots. Their offspring spend about 3 months as zooplankton before they molt into their final adult form. And there are possible technological applications of their amazing eyesight. There have been multiple studies done on the way peacock mantis shrimp see, specifically their ability to see circular polarized light. It's hoped that the same process which they use to see this light can be transcribed into technological use, such as reading CDs and storage devices. Thank you for listening. We hope you learned something about the peacock mantis shrimp.